Hi, I'm Ryan Davis.
And I'm Kiernan Schmidt.
And this is Out of Office, a travel podcast. How are you, Kiernan?
I am so Christmassy. I could not be more Christmassy. I'm holding some hot cocoa. I've got tinsel just wrapped around my limbs.
Are you wearing a Santa hat?
I'm wearing a Santa outfit above the waist so that you can see that part. Below, I'm wearing a reindeer.
Really?
Well, I'm trying to be the whole sleigh operation.
Yeah, I like that. And have you got all your Christmas trees up? You do that the day after Thanksgiving, right? It's
you're correctly referencing the fact that I'm working now on a 4-tree plan, but currently my real estate can only support 1 tree.
1 tree.
But I've got the 1 tree up. I'm looking at it. It's beautiful. I've got all the travel ornaments gathered in one specific area of the tree. That's the area I tend to focus on, and it brings me back. It's got high potency, all of those ornaments. Great souvenirs.
And you know what will look lovely under that tree? These 11 gifts for your favorite traveler.
Oh, the topic of the day.
The topic of the day.
You know, it is getting awfully close to the holiday. So for you last minute shoppers who, you haven't head out to the mall yet, gotta get to the mall.
Gotta head to the mall.
These are 11 gifts for your favorite traveler or for yourself.
Yeah. You can get a gift for yourself on Christmas.
I mean, also presumably if you're listening, you might be your favorite traveler. Or maybe this is a good week to get somebody who has to give you a gift to start listening. Tell them about Out of Office and say, all 11 of those gifts would really make me very happy. And make them subscribe and give us 5 stars on iTunes.
It would be smoother to just send them the link and be like, this is a great episode of this podcast you should check out. And let them infer that you want one of these gifts.
Yeah, but when you're depending on inference for the right gifts, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
That's true. Well, if I've done anything in my life, it's set myself up for disappointment. So
you're disappointing me as a co-host right now.
Well, you know what would not be disappointing, Kiernan, if you came to me today with 3 fantastic taglines.
Oh, this segment never disappoints.
Well, it is everyone's Christmas gift that we end this segment. So I think next week we're going to finalize it. We'll see. We
will finally be done. So for the quest of a tagline winding down this week, my 2nd week in a row, and then, kind of a big finale before the big reveal is, Ryan, next week you are bringing 3 actual original taglines that you will have thought of yourself that were not copied from other tired taglines that you didn't Google.
No, this is going to be from the brain entirely. So I don't even know what could happen, but these are going to be some really off-the-wall, exciting, disruptive, innovative taglines.
All right. So just sit back, cozy on into that blanket. It is, it's Christmas time, and get ready because this week it's definitely going to happen.
Okay. I'm excited. Is this
ready?
Taken? All right. I'm ready.
Out of Office, a travel podcast. Get away.
Which is what someone says to you after you say, is the seat taken?
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it. It's like a sequel.
I had a loyal listener suggest go away, but I'm pretty sure he was just trying to tell me to go away, to stop making him listen to the podcast. But I thought getaway had a nicer ring because it's like a getaway, like a vacation, like a travel.
Yeah, and you can say it in a lot of different ways, like getaway or getaway. Like you have like a lot of, I think it's versatile, which is a good thing for a
definitely
tagline.
Versatile. It's getaway or get away or getaway.
Yeah, it's a little off-putting though to say the first time someone listens, you go, Out of Office, a travel podcast, get away. It might not bring people in the morning commute. They're on the train. It's get someone yell, get away. I
really noticed during the quest for a tagline, you always go, Out of Office, a travel podcast. It's really sing-song. It's a little Mary Poppins for me.
I haven't figured out exactly the right way to say it, but I feel like it has to be a little sing-songy,
So, getaway, the strengths, versatile, the negatives, it encourages listeners to just leave.
Yeah.
And it gives people who hate the podcast something to yell at us.
Yeah. Well, it's better than Out of Office, a travel podcast, turn off your phone or something. That would be worse.
Yeah. Go talk to your children. And I assume Getaway Buster Brown, not Not under consideration.
I'm not going to talk about Buster Brown again.
Okay.
I'm not going down that hole.
All right. So, where do you put this? What pile does this go in?
This is a no. It's going to be a no for me.
All right. That's why I put it first, because I thought you might not like it. But you didn't hate it. You saw the versatility. I appreciated that. So I was really just warming you up. Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Out of Office, a travel podcast. It's not the destination. It's the podcast you listen to on the way to the destination.
Wow. I like the way that it rolls off the tongue. Like people be a great hashtag.
Yeah. What's great about it is if it's a t-shirt, it could continue onto the back and maybe down one of the sleeves.
Yeah. What about just like it's a destination, like a spin-off of that, like Out of Office, a travel podcast, we're the destination, or know that, something. I like the word destination.
I like
shouldn't
the
give
word
you good
destination
ideas.
too.
Yeah.
Because I really, I don't like that saying. It's not the destination, it's the journey. It's absolutely the destination. I find most of the journey miserable. That suggests all the time in transit is worthy, and it's not.
So Wow Airlines is not giving you that experience.
Man, you are so hung up on the fact that I flew Wow Airlines.
It's one of my favorite things about.
What's wrong with Wow Airlines?
Nothing. You said it was a lovely experience.
Listen, it's not the journey. It's the podcast that you listen to while you're on the journey on the way to the destination.
Yeah.
See that? Actually, that was even catchier.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass on this one for length. Which I've never done, but I will for this.
So short, just so I know, you're judging short. That's a big part of the criteria.
Well, it needs to be normal tagline length. That's like almost like a satirical tagline in its presentation.
Well, it wasn't
like a Simpsons tagline or something.
Well, it wasn't meant that way, but okay.
The client not happy.
I saved the best for last. I feel like this is getting in the maybe pile. Ready?
All right.
Out of Office, a travel podcast. Prepped, packed, pod.
Well, yeah. I mean, prepped, packed, pod. Yeah.
I love the alliteration here. I think
you love 3 Ps. I mean, I think there were 3 Ps in 2 episodes ago. So
I love 3 Ps. I also I like prepped because I'm preaching preparation.
Right.
And I like packed because then it's like you're ready to go. You're heading out the door. It's all about to happen. And what's the last thing that you need to make this journey complete? Pod.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think there's it doesn't work for me.
I'm genuinely shocked.
Yeah, PPP. I don't know. It's just there's something about it that just isn't very good.
You would say you're more of a PP man.
Well, I think like prepped, in the gay community has a whole other connotations.
Is that right?
Yeah, because PrEP is the name of the drug that you take to prevent HIV. So if someone says prepped and ready on Grindr, that's a whole other conversation.
I had no idea.
Yeah, well, I didn't think you did. That's why I'm helping you.
But we're definitely not going with prepped, packed, and pod.
No, it means a lot. Yeah. Because packed is also problematic. So it's like
I thought that. All right, one last shot, Ryan. You sure you don't want to keep prepped, packed, pod?
Positive. Don't want to keep it.
The 4th P. All right. Well, listen, I am sure that you're going to fix it next week. It's the first time I've gotten you to commit to putting the full brain power of Ryan J. Davis on this challenge.
People are going to be, I think, overwhelmed by the options I bring to the table next week.
All right, great. Well, we've set the expectation sky high. And let's head on into the topic of the day, our top 11 gifts to get your favorite traveler.
Let's take off.
Tell the cabin crew.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
All right. Well, the holidays are here, and we have put together 11 gifts to give your favorite traveler. And the first one actually is not expensive at all. It is super cheap, but it has changed my travel life.
Let me guess. Is it some sort of vape Is it a vape accessory?
No, it is not a vape accessory.
Okay.
It is
number one.
the number one. It is the Lumino Light, and I got it off Amazon. And
How do you spell that?
Lumino Light, like
Okay.
LITE.
Uh-huh.
Clever branding.
Oh, so it's lightweight wise.
It is actually the lightest of all the book lights on Amazon, and it charges USB, and they charge for about 40 hours.
Whoa.
So pretty much as long as any trip you're going to go on, you can have this, charge it super easily, super lightweight. I've used it in the back of Ubers. I use it instead of the overhead light on in the plane because I hate how that annoys my neighbor if they're trying to sleep or watch a movie.
See, I like how it annoys my neighbor.
No, I know.
Because it shows, oh, you're just taking a little rest. I'm actually using this time productively to read.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're watching a film. I'm reading.
I'm actually expanding my mind.
Right.
And sometimes if they're not using their light, I like to put their light on too.
Oh,
and go,
no.
Oh, do you mind? It's easier for me.
Someone leaned over me a couple weeks ago and asked if they could push up my window, and I said, no, I want the window down.
Was it daylight outside?
It was daylight outside. Yeah.
I understand. I like the window down most of the time.
Well, then pick the window seat. Then you can have control over the window.
So if you've got the window down and you need to read, the Lumino Light is your thing to go to.
Lumino Light, fantastic. I've had it for about a year, and it is always turns on immediately. It's 3 different settings for how bright, so it doesn't have to be totally blinding. And great when you're reading in bed or in a taxi or on a plane. On a train.
Personally, I go for a headlamp.
Yeah.
But
are you reading while you're also coal mining or what?
I will say it does get some unwelcome attention, so I will be looking at that reading light. I like the idea of a reading light.
Serious? It's a headlamp? It's actually, does it attach to your monocle?
It's very good for outdoor activities and outdoor travel because more than a flashlight that you hold in your hand, you can be hands-free, and the light goes everywhere you look. So everything's immediately visible to you, and it packs pretty light. The one thing I will say is I have yet to find a headlamp where the on-off switch doesn't accidentally get pressed in my suitcase, so I go through batteries like crazy. So your point about the lightness is a big selling point for me.
I'm just imagining you hunched over your stamp collection with a massive magnifying glass, wearing your headlamp, and just kind of.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize the camera was on. Sorry, I'm doing that while we record. Let me just take this off. Sometimes you tend to wander. I need something to occupy me.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2 is the See America wall calendar. See America is a campaign that's run by a group called the Creative Action Network. And they basically let artists from all over the world upload paintings, animations, cartoons that they've created around a theme. And See America is their theme of travel and tourism around America. So it's a great, beautiful calendar full of different types of styles and takes on usually national parks, but also some obscure places in the U.S. And I find that it adds a little bit of brightness to any space. So that's my go-to calendar.
And this is great because it is December, so folks need a new calendar. And this is the 2019 calendar. Looking at some of the national parks that they have, the Frederick Douglass National Historic Site in D.C., which is super cool.
Yeah.
The Smoky Mountain National Park, which is unbelievably beautiful.
And the most popular national park of them all.
Really?
Yeah, really surprisingly. They get the most foot traffic.
If folks listen to this podcast, they might get the impression that your walls are literally just filled with different kinds of national park posters. Is this true?
Well, let me move beside, and you can tell them what you see directly behind me.
I see several what looks to be national park posters.
But what's nice about these is they look much more modern than those retro posters that I've talked about on previous podcasts. And as you say, like the Frederick Douglass one, that's a really cool historical landmark that you might not often come across. And you get to learn about it and contemplate it for a month.
Yeah, and it's not photographs. Like looking at these, it's most of the illustrations are really bold and interesting. I like it.
Yeah, it's great. And I also, to your point earlier, this is the time of year where you got to get a calendar. There are so many calendars to get people. This one, I think, can't disappoint anybody who enjoys travel because it's just so beautiful, and it will add places to their destination list.
On my Google Calendar, I have a mountain theme, so I sort of always feel like I'm in a park when I look at it.
I actually didn't know that. That's actually much cleaner than the photograph I would have assumed you'd put behind your calendar. All right, number 3 is a magazine subscription. Yes, magazines, Ryan.
Magazine. So you've got your calendar and your magazine. You are ready to travel in 1974.
Well, listen, it's not fun to give people something digital for Christmas. It's nice to see them unwrap something. It's fun to have a box to put under the tree. So
Right.
yeah, I'm going for physical gifts by and
Nothing's more
large.
fun than unwrapping a magazine subscription.
Well, you could get. Okay,
I remember being a kid. It's like, whoa, is that a magazine
Oh my
subscription?
God, Ranger
Whoa.
Rick.
The Economist. I was a cool kid, so
Oh, did you carry around a lot of economists?
I still do.
So this is a subscription to a magazine called Milk Street. And Milk Street is a international cooking magazine that is just 2 years in. It started in 2017. If people know America's Test Kitchen, it came from the founder of that, Chris Kimball. He founded this new brand. So this magazine's a really eclectic mix of travel journalism and cooking. And oftentimes they are sending trained chefs off to interesting places where you might not expect them to bring back dishes and techniques that could necessarily adapt to the American kitchen. But that's exactly the purpose of the brand, is they're trying to get us all to think more internationally about what we cook.
So this guy, Christopher Kimball, he seems to be known for always wearing a bow tie.
Yeah, he's a
part
big
of your
bow.
affinity to him?
Yeah, he's a big bow tie wearer. He's not the style. Well, he is kind of a Boston style icon. He's got his
What does that mean?
It means LL Bean boots and North Face and a bow tie.
Wow, Boston folks.
But Milk Street, I think it's an underknown magazine. It's a real treasure. I actually gave this to my mother-in-law. She loves it. And I think it's a great kind of undiscovered gift. So
And you don't need to know the TV show or the cookbook or anything else. This is something standalone you can enjoy.
Exactly. But I was thinking the cookbook would be a great thing to get them to open and say, and it's a monthly magazine, and I got it for you.
Oh, there you go. Then you have something under the tree.
And the cookbooks are heavy too, so it's gonna feel like you put down a pretty penny.
Yeah, watch the shipping on that, folks. So number 4 is again, like not exciting to open maybe, but I think super useful for travelers. And that's the Airbnb gift card or the Open Table gift card. And so you've got your Airbnb gift card. You can use that to stay at, any Airbnbs that you want. And you get your Open Table gift card, and you can actually use that to dine at any restaurant that actually accepts Open Table reservations. So those are two sort of like slightly unusual gift card, much better than like a Starbucks or an Amazon gift card that people get all the time. I think this is something that, would really make them have to travel, have to go out and sort of experience the world.
Yeah, I like these because I feel like they're brands that people don't know that you can get gift cards to. And I have given them several times, seen the delighted look on people's faces go, oh my God, Airbnb has gift cards? Or maybe it was shielded horror, which was like, wait, we're not going to be able to stay at hotels now?
Yeah, I think that, and this is something that folks don't even have to travel like a lot to use. Like everybody has a chance to use Airbnb or to go out and enjoy Open Table. So, not as intimidating as something like, Milk Street Magazine, where you have to cook all this stuff. This is a much more sort of easy, quick, enjoyable gift.
Yeah, that's a good idea. This is for a light traveler.
Yeah.
All right, number 5 is actually, Ryan, this should really be yours. This is for your favorite drunkard. It's called the Moscow Mule Carry-On Cocktail Kit.
Carry-on cocktail kit.
I feel like this is really for those who are going on flights, I would say probably longer than 8 hours, where they're definitely going to need to hit the sauce in order to stay entertained.
Wait, you don't drink on flights that are shorter than 8 hours?
Well, the alcohol is expensive up in the air. I know.
If you're traveling, it's free if you're traveling internationally. Like, I don't know what WOW Airlines serves, but even Aeromexico will give you some free drinks.
Let me tell you exactly what WOW Airlines serves. You get nothing for free, and a cup of lukewarm water is 79 cents.
That's actually from the bathroom. They go in there, they turn that little faucet on in the bathroom.
The one that says not potable.
Yeah. Well, you can. So you would have to carry this Moscow Mule cocktail kit. Does it have any liquids in it? Like I can carry
it does, So okay, it does have a syrup in it. So slightly more viscous than your normal liquid, but it is of a size that can go through security. So this is a little kit that you can bring on the plane with you. That you can make yourself a cocktail using some of those cute little bottles. So it's got small batch ginger syrup, a stainless steel jigger so that you can measure out the right amounts of the liquid, a linen cocktail napkin, a mini bar spoon, and a recipe card. Isn't that cute?
I can't. I'm trying to think what would be going on in my head if I was sitting next to someone and they ordered some vodka and then proceeded to pull out a mini cocktail kit and begin to make a cocktail in front of me. I would be baffled.
Don't
I've never
you think
seen
you'd
that.
be jealous? You wouldn't be a little jealous as they're sitting there mixing themselves up a delightful little cocktail that they've read off the recipe card. They put the little linen cocktail napkin into their neck.
I've never been jealous of anybody with a carry-on before. So I don't know about, would they have to stand up and get it out of the top? I mean, it just seems like, I don't know. I mean, this seems like something I could use maybe like on the subway or something,
I don't know. Usually, I think of the New York City subway cocktail kit as just an empty paper bag that you can just strap around any old bottle and go to town.
Not a bad idea for a gift.
I will say this is the sort of thing that would be the first thing that would come out of my carry-on if I was overweight or I just didn't feel like carrying another thing. But I could see a quick jaunt across the country. Maybe this would be a cute thing to bring along.
Is it single use or does it have can you refill this ginger syrup?
I think you can get a funnel and refill the ginger syrup. But no, yes, this is single use. You will not use the total ginger syrup in just one cocktail, but it is limited.
Maybe you like a really ginger heavy Moscow Mule, like basically ginger. Yeah.
So anyway, I think it's an okay gift.
It's been downgraded. No longer really recommended.
You've talked me out of it a little bit, but I think it would be the sort of thing that would be fun. You know what this would be great for? Would be a Secret Santa. I think this is it because it's a gift that unless an alcoholic is participating in the
most offices have a no alcohol policy these days.
Yeah, but this doesn't have alcohol in it. You could say, "Oh, it's for ginger aid," and teach them how to make ginger ale.
Yeah, or like non-alcoholic ginger beer. Yeah,
non-alcoholic ginger beer. Perfect. Or a ginger seltzer drink. There's many different ways this could go.
You could carry basically just ginger syrup that you're carrying around at that point. But yeah. So another idea for a gift is a personalized custom leather luggage tag. And we found a fantastic option on Etsy that we will link. For only $12, they will take your name and address and phone number, put it on a custom leather tag. So when your bag comes out of that conveyor belt, it can only be yours because you're the only one who's got this unique from Etsy custom tag.
But the ones we're going to post in the show notes, they're pretty cool.
I admit they're cool. Yeah,
they look kind of bikery. They got like a worn dark leather, and I like that the chain. It's sort of a metal grip that's going to go on because I've had luggage tags. They're plastic. It gets worn. The elastic band breaks. Yeah. They go all over the place.
If you have like a cowboy aesthetic, this is most definitely the luggage tag for you because it's definitely got that sort of rugged. I mean, there's actually some of the colors you can choose. You can choose a rustic brown. You can choose a saddle tan.
Oh yeah.
I guess you could also use it as a saddle. For your
for a very tiny horse. Absolutely.
For a super tiny horse, like a rustic gray. I think this is nice. This is nice.
Listen, happy holidays and yeehaw. We will post a link in the show notes. I think these are absolutely lovely.
For the longest time, I had a business card that I was staying at this hotel in San Francisco, and if you dropped your business card in this box, the next day they would give it back to you, and it would be turned into a luggage tag. They basically laminate it and put this.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. And I felt like I need to go back to that hotel just to get a new one of those luggage tags.
Yeah,
made.
no kidding. Let's can these personalized leather luggage tags. Let's go to that place and get your business card made into one.
Yeah, get your business card made into a luggage tag. I think that's also a fun idea for a gift.
Number 7 is actually also from Etsy. I find Etsy. What?
I just imagine you're spending most of your days on Etsy and Pinterest.
Well,
like this is a side of you I don't know.
A bit of a crafter. So the number 7 is a steel cut state map, which can either be wall art or it can actually be made into a little perfect ornament. And this is great, especially if you've taken a trip with somebody to one of the great 50 states. And they're very, very cool. They are thin, laser-cut metal. And you can get them big enough that they're kind of like a poster, which would be kind of neat to have in a more modern household. But I personally gave them to a lot of my family when we went to Alaska together. And, people went absolutely nuts for them because there's not that many Alaska ornaments out there. But I was trying to get the travel ornament fad started.
Yeah, this is super cool because not only do they do the states, they have a bunch of different cities that they've cut as well. New York City stainless steel, San Francisco, New Orleans.
So they basically look like maps, right?
Yeah, they look very cool. I can see these are sort of tasteful, and they make variations that you can put on your phone if you wanted to have a wooden iPhone case with like a map of Columbus. They make
have
that.
a map of Columbus?
Of course they have a map. You cannot have great cities in America without having a map of Columbus. Would people be like, "Where's Columbus?"
So this is the perfect gift if you've taken a long weekend out to Columbus together. This is just right for that person.
And you also have an iPhone 8 or larger. This is the perfect gift.
It's highly specific, but is it going to hit that sweet spot?
Yeah, when you get lost in Columbus, you're going to be happy. You can turn around your phone and boom. There's a map.
And when you're not in Columbus, it's going to transport you right back. Highly potent.
Highly potent. I like this. Etsy's fabulous. I just need to start searching
your
fabulous.
voice. Etsy's growing on you.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's not just leather luggage tags anymore.
Out of Office, a travel podcast. It's not just leather luggage tags anymore. Which brings us to number 8. And I think this, again, I'm a practical guy. You've got all these steel cut leather and
fancy
chaps and all these things that you're doing. I'm going with super simple. Everybody needs one of these when they travel. I've bought so many of them because I always forget that I have them. And that is a universal converter. And there's nothing more fun than when you pull up into a country and you're like, well, how do I plug in my laptop? And you've got this, it's basically like a transformer that like comes apart and can do like, all these different things. And you'd be able to plug your laptop in no matter what
really
airport.
only do one thing, but it does it really well.
It does it really well. Yeah. It's universal. So, no matter, you'll be in an airport that you have a layover in, you won't consider, I brought my UK charger, but I'm in Copenhagen for a layover, and I can't plug my laptop in because I don't have the Danish converter. This would solve that problem. And
what else would? A direct flight.
It's true. Well,
making fun of my WoW Air. Well, guess what? I didn't have to transfer. It got me right there when I wanted it to be.
That's fair. But don't buy these in airports because they're 2-3 times as expensive as if you pick one up at Amazon or at your shop local retailer.
Yeah, and the airport ones are often quite shoddy.
Well, they self-destruct in 3 trips or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very important. Actually, it's easy to self-destruct when you're plugged into an electrical socket. So you're giving them the ammo. I think the one we'll link to, I think, is the one that we would both recommend because it's much more hardcore, hardy. You're really only going to have to buy it once.
Yeah, definitely. And it'll last you for many, many trips. And every time you plug in, you can think, I'm so glad Ryan and Kieran brought this up to me.
Now, number 9 goes back to a fun, cool thing that you could get somebody to put in their house to remind them of a great destination you're going to in the next year.
Is this another Etsy? Is this an
Etsy? No,
Etsy?
this is not an Etsy special. But this is another cool marketplace that's called 20by200.com. So it's 20x200.com. And it's a place where individual artists can put up works of art. And the one that I'm recommending is by a woman named Lisa Congdon, Congdon. and she makes travel art from vintage airline tags.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're really neat. It reminds me, just like in our logo, we have those travel stickers. I love when designers used to really put their mind to how can we evoke a place in just the kind of stickers and tags that are the must-haves, the tickets, the things that are just going to serve a purpose. Let's make them beautiful.
So are these made out of actual like luggage tags, or are they recreations? What is the art that we're ordering?
So it's art made out of the vintage airline tag. So what it actually is a printed poster that
Gotcha.
shows
Okay.
all these lovely tags. And in the one that we'll link to, you get New York, Cairo, Amsterdam, London. It brings you all around the world.
That's very cool. And this would actually be something you could make on your own. They don't really do airline tags anymore, do they? They just print it out and they just throw it on your bag.
I mean, there are airline tags, but they're not nearly as beautiful as these.
There's no romance anymore. Pretty soon there'll be no more passports and there'll be nothing to know you've been anywhere.
Just the chip under your skin, and you'll get into your pneumatic tube, and it'll shoot you across the ocean.
Yeah, and
actually,
you'll be scared.
That kind of sounds like a dream?
That sounds like Elon Musk is working on that as we speak.
I'm not sure Musk is. I hear he's distracted these days.
Yeah, well, hallucinogens will do that to you. It's true. It's true. I imagine. Super cool. And what is 20 by 200? Is this? It's sort of Etsy for hipsters, or?
It's an artist marketplace, so individual artists can make their own shop here, and they tend to be more professional artists. So you get some people who do illustrations for magazines and publications you've probably seen, and often this is kind of a grab bag. So while I'm recommending the travel related one, you could find great gifts all over this site.
Very cool. Well, you know what you won't find on this site though is my number 10, and that is a portable phone charger.
Keeping it basic again.
Well, I'm a practical guy. And,
You're a basic dude.
You cannot trust that the plug on your seat is going to charge your phone. You can't trust that you'll be able to find a plug to charge your phone when you're traveling. So I always carry in my bag a charger, so I can just plug that in and not lose power when I'm walking around the city.
This is an external battery that you could put any device into, right?
Well, any device with like a USB. So
sure.
Yeah, in this case, your phone, or if you have my reading light, that would also be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
So this links back to number 1. You're welcome. We should have put it at 11, so it was a nice bookend.
Look, if you're walking around a city you don't know and your phone dies, you are immediately in 2001 and you have no idea what's happening. You all of a sudden the city gets dark and scary.
Yeah, very scary.
Yeah. So
I agree with you. The external battery is the absolute must-have. This is the number 1 thing to pack.
Unfortunately, I always lose them because I took one to I went to see Paul McCartney in Mexico City, and they would not let me bring my me bring it in my charger.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. So I had to basically throw it in the trash. And then my phone died in the middle of the Paul McCartney concert. And so when the concert ends, about 50,000 people thrown out in the street. I have no way to get an Uber. It's total chaos. And I'm just like, I don't even have a phone.
And how are you going to hold up your iPhone flashlight for an encore?
I didn't. He luckily the 49,000 other people had that idea, but it was very. I could not even Instagram. That's how bad it was.
Wow, I'm feeling very bad for you right now.
Yeah. So universal converter. I'm sorry. So universal phone charger, a portable phone charger. Then you might have to charge with your universal converter.
But do not bring it to Paul McCartney concerts.
Do not. You might throw it at the stage or something. I don't know what they thought I was going to do with it, but that was not allowed in.
All right, and the final gift, perfect for every traveler, is I'm going to put mine on right now. Slipping it on in my face. Sorry, I took it off because it's so comfortable. Yeah, it put me right to sleep. It is the Allbirds travel eye mask.
Allbirds?
Yeah, Allbirds, like the sneakers. The wool sneakers that all the kids are wearing these days?
I have to confess that I do not know.
I mean, Ryan, you got to get out more.
Wool sneakers? That doesn't seem practical.
Everybody's wearing the Allbirds. It has taken the fashion world by storm. They're affordable. They're comfortable. They come in lots of different colors. And the wool is exactly the difference. You called out exactly the reason this is special. And they use the same material from the shoes, which is so comfortable, so light, so breathable, and they have made it into an eye mask.
Bottom of the shoes, the top of the shoes, like I'm just trying to understand. Like that doesn't seem comfortable to me to put like shoes on my face. So sell it to me a little
Okay.
more effective.
Okay, you are confusing that they have two separate products. You think that I'm saying a sneaker that converts into an eye mask.
Well, that would be incredible because
Actually,
how many times have you been like, take your shoes off an airplane, just put them right in your face?
That's a great idea. A shoe sole that converts into an eye mask. Allbirds, get on it.
And has a USB charger on it.
But in the meantime, we have just this simple, comfortable eye mask. So for those long flights, you can disappear into dream world wearing your Allbirds on your feet and your Allbirds on your face.
Do you wear an eye mask when you fly?
Yeah, I do. Only for like really long flights, though. It's because I don't like the look. I also I'm not one of those people who creates a seclusion chamber, puts the earplugs in, puts the eye mask on. I like to be aware of my surroundings. And also, they always press into my glasses. Is that too nerdy? The eye mask hurts my glasses.
I used to have this great eye mask that you would put in the freezer, and it would get really, really cold, and then you could put it on your face, and it would actually relax your eyes while you were resting.
Like take like the rings and puffiness and stuff away.
Well, that was the idea. But I left it in a hotel minibar.
First of all, you seem to lose shit all the time.
I've lost. If we did an episode on stuff that I've lost while traveling, that would be a pretty impressive list. Of things.
Anyone who's shopping for Ryan, he's told you like a million things that he's left behind that he needs a replacement for. So
I've left suits in hotel closets more than once.
Oh my God, you're a mess.
I'm always like packing first thing. The flight's at 7 a.m. I'm packing at 5:45.
I'm thinking we should actually just rename the episode "Shit to Get Ryan" because he left it in a hotel room.
Yeah, I think that. Well, that's pretty much every episode. I'm happy to take any of your stuff.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas. That's 11 great gifts for your favorite traveler, preferably Ryan. I think it's time for the last stop.
The last stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last stop on this train. Everyone, please leave the train.
All right, for new listeners, the last stop is the segment where Ryan and I talk about something that we've done, seen, smelt, tasted that inspired wanderlust within us. What made us want to get back out into the world? Maybe made it feel like even though I'm not traveling, maybe it's the experience that I would have if I were, or it's the next trip that I could plan. So, Ryan, what is your last stop this week?
So my last stop is another New York stop because I've been, playing a hometown tourist, local tourist, like I try to do. I was at the Brooklyn Bridge Park over the weekend, and I saw this water tower that is looks like a stained glass water tower on top of one of the buildings. So I kind of broke the rules a bit. So I climbed up this hill and I got a great shot of this water tower, and I looked it up, and it was installed not that long ago, about 10 years ago, by an artist named Tom Fruin. And basically he found 1,000 pieces of plexiglass around New York City, and he built a sort of beautiful stained glass
that
water
sounds
tower.
So cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We'll put a picture up on the old OOO podcast Instagram.
Plug in the new Instagram. I like it.
Gotta plug the Instagram. But
at
it's
OOO podcast.
At OOO podcast. Super cool.
Catchy. And sometimes when you look at that beautiful stained glass looking water tower, you're gonna go, ooh, podcast. So it works in both ways.
Yeah, it is. And if you look at his other work, and you can click on Tom Freeman on the hashtag on the Instagram, you can see he's done a lot of really fantastic work in similar sort of plexiglass style houses and other water towers, and he does really, really beautiful stuff. Windmills. So check that out.
I love a windmill. That's windmills future episode.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Right after funiculars.
And also stained glass would be a good future episode.
Absolutely. Do you know, given my love for odd museums, I actually went to a windmill museum in Wimbledon in England.
Wow.
You know, everybody else going off to that tennis tournament or whatever. I'm over at the Windmill Museum.
The Windmill Museum. That sounds pretty exciting.
Absolutely. That's going to be a future last stop.
I can't wait.
Well, Ryan, my last stop this week, it's also an art piece, so playing local tourist, but it's sort of the flip side. It's not cool modern art. It's extremely ancient art. This is, I went down to the Worcester Art Museum, the WHAM, if you will.
Wham.
And
Wow. Wham.
I didn't know that Worcester has an excellent art museum.
How far is Worcester from Boston?
Oh, it's like an hour drive. It's
Like an hour
very,
drive.
very easy. And what's really special in the Worcester Art Museum is they have the largest Roman mosaic in North America.
Really?
And it used to be on the floor of a villa in, I think it was Daphne, which was just up the road from Antioch. And Shirley, you knew that.
Of course. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I don't even know why I said it. It was so obvious.
I love Daphne.
And they have it laid out on the floor, but you can look down on it. It's this absolutely massive mosaic of Romans casually murdering a menagerie of animals. You got boars being stabbed, lions getting arrows shot into them. And it looks like just horrible amounts of pain. And the Romans looking pretty relaxed. It's almost less wanderlust than bloodlust.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You know, it's really fun to imagine them taking out every single little piece and then bringing it across the ocean, and then assembling it piece by piece. Like maybe you got a lot of like toddlers who love puzzles. They're like, "Hey kids, just go, come on, have fun."
I think those toddlers would be about 1,000 years old by the time they finish, because there's about 50 million pieces that you'd have to plug in
50 million
here.
pieces.
Well, I just made that up. That's not actually the number.
Recalculating. Yeah. So no, that would be a lot.
Don't write in. I don't know the number. I'm sure it's recorded somewhere, but I don't know it.
Well, what's the name of the museum again? One more time.
It's the Worcester Art Museum. Wham.
The Worcester Art Museum.
If you ever
Wham.
find yourself needing a break on a road trip to Boston, or you're just chilling out in Worcester, head on there. It's a cool, busy hunting scene. Actually, I'm telling you, we'll post it to the Instagram. This would make a great wrapping paper. So for anyone working in the gift shop at Wham, I'm handing you a great merch idea right now.
Folks,
let's get
Kieran starting an Etsy account tomorrow. He's going to have some great wallpaper.
Mosaics of the world.
Wallpaper of Worcester.
Oh, wait,
It
did
would
I
be the
say
name
wallpaper? I meant wrapping paper.
Oh, I said wallpaper. It would also make a good wallpaper, though, probably.
Yeah, I would certainly paper my walls in this.
Yeah. I'm surprised you don't have a massive Roman scene behind you, just in general.
Now, Ryan, next episode, big episode 11, the big 1-1, we're going to be trying something new. It's our inaugural interview. So I'll be speaking with Mark Adams, author of Tip of the Iceberg, My 3,000-Mile Journey Around Wild Alaska, The Last Great American Frontier. It's a great book, hilarious, very smart, and a great Christmas gift. You know, you hear that jingle in the air, you smell that smell of roasted goose, and you're being harassed with mistletoe. It's time for Christmas, and Tip of the Iceberg by Mark Adams is the perfect gift. So why don't you take us out?
Well, until next week, I'm Ryan Davis.
And I'm Kieran Schmidt.
And this is Out of Office, a travel podcast.
God bless us, everyone.